Okay, sure, we'll do a tier list. I mean, the pictures here are kind of scuffed, but I don't know. Maybe I put this on YouTube? Yup. I don't know. Let's start with a catchy. All right. What do we think about a catchy, chat? YouTube? Yeah, exactly. What do you think about a catchy? Can I add another? Can I add another? Hold up. Add a row below, and it's gonna be. Oh wait, no, I had to make it a different color. Oh, okay. There you go. So we're gonna call this GMS. Omni CLN S tier. Okay, so GMS bosses are so bad that I'm gonna give them their own tier. Okay? Arcarium. Arcarium, okay. The fact that they added the Hilla mechanic in Arcarium. Arcarium has like no identity. He literally just drops the Dominator pendant. That's all he's for. Arcarium is kind of a dead boss. Agree or disagree? I'm gonna give this D tier. Alright, Black Mage. Black Mage, no doubt in my mind. Black Mage is S tier. Every single phase of the fight is S tier. Yeah, I think like Black Mage is just so fun. And this fucking fight can be played so differently depending on what class you're playing. Just the depth that happens in Black Mage is unreal. And you have to be really good to fight it, right? Crimson Queen. I actually like the ideas on Crimson Queen, and back when you know, party play was mostly a thing, I actually think Crimson Queen is actually a cool fight, right? It's kind of scuffed now that most people are just expected to solo clear it. And you kind of have to D Queen is just annoying because of zombie, and I don't even think zombie is bad. Mirror is not bad either. Yeah, it's a cool fight if you're Pepega. No. Like, unironically, I actually think the fight's cool, right? And it was a cool fight back then. Nowadays, it's not great, right? But for nostalgia, I'll give it a B tier. Like, it's not a bad fight. And it teaches you to switch up on the fly, right? I think it's pretty good. Pierre, though, is GMS, so we'll get there. I have thoughts about Pierre. Cygnus. Cygnus I'll probably put in the C tier. Yet again, like she's a boss without like any identity, right? Like she's just an early game boss now, right? And like most of her mechanics come from like just having defense. Empress, no, we're talking about Empress. Listen, we're talking about Empress, not the gear. The boss is C tier, the gear is S tier. Damien, Damien, I'm probably gonna have to give a C as well. I think Damien's kind of shit as well. My issue with Damien is he's been bugged for so long. Damien literally did not function for the longest time, but now that he works, like he's not terrible. He's just not fun. You know? Damien is... And like the fact that you can get stacked out when you're soloing just by sword RNG is also just fucking dumb. I hate it. Darknell. My man was stalling, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not fun when like the boss just stalls like that. Like, it's boring. You know what I'm saying? All right, D for Darknell. Darknell is like the epitome of D tier. Damien's lame. You never feel threatened. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fight is not difficult, right? Cygnus has great mechanics on it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's dated. Like, there's no identity to it now. That's why I'm putting Cygnus in C. If this was a long time ago, Cygnus would probably be like A or S. I think Cygnus is actually a pretty good fight. And there is some depth to it, even nowadays, if you try to do a minimum solo requirement, but depends on what class you're playing. Okay, Gloom. Gloom is also D tier. Just, debris is not a mechanic, and anybody who tries to argue with me on this is just L. Like, actually L. Like, I'm sorry. Gollux, GMS tier. Gollux, just GMS bosses, cringe. Hilla, cringe. What do I say about Hilla? Like, just... I mean, like, there's some mechanics in hard, but it's literally just made to be a one-shot. Horntail. Yeah, I mean, Horntail's better than Hilla and better than these, to be honest. Hilla the mob? Yeah, Hilla's literally a mob. I'm not going to speak on Julieta because, I mean, Julieta's just GMS tier because this is GMS boss. Lotus. Lotus actually A tier. I know this fight has debris, but this is the one fight where debris is actually acceptable. Because Lotus himself does like nothing, right? And the debris isn't random and like in the sense that it spawns like at a random speed, right? I actually think Lotus is sick. I think Lotus is one of the best fights. I think it's you get more reaction time versus in Gloom, but that's what I'm saying, right? The thing is, Lotus teaches you how to pick spots, right? Like, if you're good, you know how to pick spots and play around, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes in Lotus, there are really bad patterns that you just can't avoid. That's why I'm not putting it in S tier with Black Mage, because in Black Mage, it's every pattern you should be able to avoid, right? Lotus isn't quite on the same level of depth, but I think Lotus is pretty good. Lucid. Lucid, probably also A tier. I think P3 is one of the most unique things in this game. Even though it's just a straight up damage check, it teaches you how to properly get your burst rotation out. P2 is super fun. Only P1 is kind of shit because the golems are dumb. But the ideas that exist in Lucid are very, very well executed on. There was a point in time where binds didn't work. So I would put Lucid below Lotus, but I still think Lucid is pretty good. P3 is just better Golix P3. Yeah, pretty much. Golix P3, but actually fun. Magnus. This is the only KMS boss I'm putting in the GMS tier. Literally at the bottom of the list. Fuck you, Magnus. You're trash. I don't need to say anything else. Omni CLN, he doesn't do anything. He's literally just mesos. And because he gives mesos, C tier. Papulatus. Papulatus, A tier. Easily. Papulatus, I think, is a great fight. It's very, very hard. A lot of people just tend to one-shot him, but Papulatus is actually a very skilled fight. It really gets you thinking, right? And the idea of time and the perception of time in Papulatus is actually very interesting, right? Considering that, you know, Papulatus is also just, you know, a fucking clock. Like, it just works, right? Is different when you see somebody do it. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I think Pap is great because there are mechanics, right? There's hardly any I mean, besides the clocks coming from the floor, there's hardly any RNG in Papulatus. Like, it's a mostly skilled fight. Knowledge gap boss, yeah, pretty much. Next, Pink Bean. Outdated. It's in the same tier. It's in the same spot as Empress, but I think Pink Bean is just more boring because you just get overloaded with abnormal status effects. I think it's better than Hilla. Better, yeah. I think I'll put it at the top of the D tier. Too many phases? I don't even think that's the issue, right? Skill lock is just so, like, there's so many things in Pink Bean that just stop you from attacking. And you're just standing there, just waiting for him to, like, let you attack him. Yeah. Like, it's just really weird. Okay, next, Pierre. Now, a lot of people are gonna say Pierre, GMS, D tier. I actually disagree. I think Pierre is a great fight. I think Pierre is a great fight. Pierre has mechanics to it. It's just on some classes, Pierre is pretty much unclearable. If you don't know split it, right? So in that regard, I think it's kind of bad. But in some aspects, I think Pierre has very, very interesting mechanics. Even when soloing. So I'm actually gonna put Pierre in the B tier. I think he's better than Crimson Queen. Not necessarily amazing, because obviously there's like, obviously just sitting there, you know, when you get the wrong head is very annoying. There are things that are annoying about Pierre, but I think he's a good fight overall. Princess No, GMS tier. Ranmaru, GMS tier. Dog shit fights. Saren. To be honest, I haven't tried Saren, so I am going to skip on that. Pink Whale. Yeah, Pink Whale is awesome, dude. Capo. Ursus. Ursus is one of its kind. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the B tier. The thing is, Ursus kind of just gets obliterated, so you don't really actually play the fight, but when you do, it's kind of interesting. And it gives a lot of money. Yeah, he literally just gets insta-deleted. Ursus is dog shit, but that's what I'm saying, because you just see him get deleted. And too much lag, but like, that's less about the fight and more about the game that just doesn't work, right? Vellum. Chat, where do I put Vellum? What do you guys think? B or A? I agree. I think A. It's a hard fight, right? It's very straightforward, right? There's nothing necessarily unique about Vellum, but it's a good fight, right? It teaches you to really use the clock to the fullest. Yeah, and to get your micro movements, right? Like, it's a very precise fight. Because a new character, yeah, pretty much. So 14, 15-hour wait just to play the game. Yeah, Vellum is where you start to get hands, right? It's an IQ check, yeah. And personally, I like bosses that actually are difficult, right? And there's no, well, relatively no RNG. It makes you understand your class, yeah, and how you can avoid, like, the rocks, or what you can tank, how to use shields, right? Like, Vellum just has it all, right? Yet again, like, his idea and, like, everything surrounding him is kind of boring, but the fight itself is good. So I'm putting it A tier. Hilla, S. Hilla's S. Without a doubt in my mind, Hilla is one of the funnest fights in the game. Unique mechanics, small little details that can change how you play this fight by a large margin, right? And once again, it's an IQ check. S for sexy, true. Sorry. Yeah, V-Hill is good. I think V-Hill is a good fight. You know, she really gives off that boss energy, you know what I'm saying? Next, Von Bon. Okay. This is the only fight that I'm gonna put in C tier from CRA. Von Bon is just fucking boring. Like, he's a little too easy, right? In comparison to the other like CRA bosses. Like, he's kind of a joke. He's literally just a damage check. He does nothing. Yet again, I do think the time mechanic is cool. It's Hilla with a twist. There's a little more to it, right? There's the dimension phase. There's the enrage phase. Like, yet again, there is some depth to Von Bon, but he's so slow. You know what I'm saying? But with time, yeah, he kind of falls off. So I'm gonna have to give Von Bon C tier, at the top of the C tier. Like, I think he's very close to B. I just don't think he necessarily meets it. Von Leon, literally just a damage check. I think Von Bon does have some mechanics though, so I'll put him at the bottom of C tier. He's at least a little interesting. Okay. And last but not least, Will, no surprise, S tier. Will is goated. Honestly, I'll put it probably above V-Hill. This is my second favorite fight in the game. Will is the most... Where is Zachem? I'd probably put Zachem in... Okay, let's pretend Pinus is Zachem, okay? Zachem, probably right before Von Bon in the C tier. Assume that this is Zachem, okay? Just pretend this is Zachem, okay? Thank you. Fish is Zachem, yes, exactly. Zachem's looking a little weird, but... Yeah, so I'd put Zachem in the C tier. Like, there are some mechanics. He's a good intro fight. An intro to bossing, if you will. He is kind of laggy with the hands, and there are some dumb shit that happens with games up. I actually trust Peter with this. God damn it, Peter. Please don't lie to me. God damn it, Peter. How dare you? How dare you? I plan to open at 8 p.m. No, it's opening at in another 53 minutes. But yeah, what was I saying? Misread? Yeah, no worries. What was I saying? Yeah, so Will is S tier. Because Will, the precision in this fight, and I think that the idea of the test mechanic is it pretty much just set like a new precedent for Maplestory. You think we get reimbursement? No, probably not. Knowing Nexon. I think Will, in terms of the test, like, just look at the bosses that came after it, right? Like, Hilla had test, right? You know, Black Mage has test, Saren has test, right? Like, a lot of these bosses that came after it started following the idea of test, right? Will is dog shit when soloing IMO? I disagree. I actually think it's the most fun when soloing. Yeah, P3 is kind of annoying, because if you get hit by a leg, you kind of just die out. But the thing is, that's the idea of precision in that fight. Because he's more predictable. In P1 and P2, yes. But in P3, no. 52 more minutes, boys. Glad. In before it's not 52 more minutes. But yeah. This is the Maplestory boss tier list. Do you guys agree or disagree with these? I feel like I did a pretty good job of, you know, describing most of the bosses. Oh yeah, right, no. I should fix this. Magnus is at the bottom of this list. Cause fuck you, Magnus. Put it on YouTube? Yeah, I will. I just need to highlight it. Where is Slime? Oh, true. Guardian Angel Slime isn't here. Yeah, if I were to put Guardian Angel Slime anywhere, it'd probably be in between Lucid and Pap. I think Slime is actually A tier. Okay, let's pretend this is Slime, okay? Let's do a little pretending. Minstat Sea Slime is ass. I don't know. I think it's fine. I actually think it's fine. 1 more hour, Resident Sleeper. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I actually think Slime is fine. So just pretend that this is Slime. I actually think Slime is a good fight. You can, like, okay, it is a very slow fight, and you can get one shot, right? He heals. True. He's very, very tanky for no reason. Which isn't a boss fight. Yeah, I mean, Magnus is this. Okay, the thing is, there are some mechanics to Gloom. There is some consistency to Gloom. Magnus, there is zero consistency. That's why I'm putting Gloom in D tier. Like, it's a bad fight, but it's not on the level of Magnus. Like, Magnus is a different fucking breed of garbage. And same thing with Darknell. Like, there are mechanics. It's just, the thing is, there's so much RNG that you die you get punished for the stupidest things. Mag is staying at the bottom. I definitely see what you mean. Like, debris is just not a fight, but the thing is, there's debris in a lot of fights, right? Like Lotus as well. But the thing is, Lotus is a lot more it's a lot more calculated, you know what I'm saying? Because the debris isn't like the debris in Darknell or the debris in Gloom. Like, it shows you, like, hey, debris is dropping here, stand clear, right? So you have to play around that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I think Lotus is actually a really good fight. Probably one of the staple fights in Maplestory. And considering that people can experience it nice and early, is Magnus is no fun a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that there's as much as I hate debris, when it's actually done like the way it is in Lotus, I think it's fine, right?